Hello, this is Lee Anthony Davis here making another announcement video for my YouTube channel. Today is Tuesday, the 3rd of October. A warm welcome. And I want to tell you before I start, I'm going to try and make this video quicker than I've ever done before. I'm going to try and beat my record of 21 minutes. I tend to make long videos, you see. So that's the reason why I'm going to go as quick as possible to see if I can get it done under 20 minutes or just before 21 minutes is over. So here we go. Bear with me, I'm going to really go fast. Right, group of the day for Monday the 2nd of October goes to the Doctor Who group. Well done to them. Contributor of the day for Monday the 2nd of October goes to Linda Lisk Sprenkle. Well done to them. They'll be going up on Facebook, My Story, Twitter and Instagram. Well done to them. Right, moving on to the birthdays for Tuesday, the 3rd of October for today. 3 people celebrating their birthdays. Jason Medlock, Michelle Burge, and of course, Jeff Lester, who's reached the big 60. So wish them all a happy birthday. They're either on Facebook, Twitter, or you probably know them or don't. So it's a nice thing on this special day to be wished by somebody. Okay, right, moving on. Doctor Who news. Right, this is something that's been ongoing since a couple of months ago. This is to do with Graham Linehan, that's right, Graham Linehan, who created, obviously, Father Ted. Revealed he had been dropped by his agent for comments he made about David Tennant, branded him an abusive groomer on Twitter back in July, describing David as disgusting, ignorant and reckless. This obviously is to do with a topic on the transgender thing. So I'm not an expert. I don't know anything about it. I just read it on the one of these social media areas, and it was recent. So obviously he's revealing about why he was dropped. He had a lot of problems. He has been known to be controversial as well. He wore a T-shirt something to do with transgender, you know, because he's a patron saint of an organisation that defends children that are abused and stuff like that, and transgender and stuff. Apparently David Tennant made a comment about it and obviously responded, but anyway, it doesn't matter. You probably know the gist of this story, so please don't comment on anything other than being positive about it, because it's a very touchy subject at the moment with what's going on with Doctor Who and the 60th anniversary and stuff. Anyway, that's the news on that. There's obviously some other news I want to tell you about quickly. Doctor Who 60th anniversary theme tunes on Radio 2 this 15th of October coming up. That'll be on BBC's Radio 2. You can tune in for that, but I'm sure you can hear it before that. I'm sure BBC iPlayer will be broadcasting it on their channel as well. I'd say just probably a day after or whatever. It's a bit like Doctor Who at the proms, isn't it, really? Anyway, apparently they'll be revealing the theme tunes of the new 60th anniversaries, so you can get to listen to that. I know it's already recorded live, so it's already been done. So please don't come back to me with a comment say, but it's already been done, you know, and all that. And here's the day, you know, I understand that. I'm only just reading it out, but I do understand, and I have got a bit of I am factual on some of the events that are coming up. Right, okay, I want to move on from that. Moving on to updates. This is my page, group and Instagram account. I've got some good news to tell you on some of them and not so good news on the other. Here we go. Lee Anthony Davis, the Doctor Who page, has now reached 95 followers. Thank you very much for that. My Lee Anthony Davis, the Doctor Who group on Facebook, has now reached 93 members. Thank you very much, one and all. I appreciate it very much. If you want to join, it's on Facebook right away, both page and group. So join as quickly as you want, or look at it. If you like it, then fine, join. If you don't, you won't. Right, okay then. Instagram, that hasn't moved at the moment. That's at 101 followers on there, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone that joins my page group. And of course, not forgetting my subscriptions here on YouTube. I really do appreciate it. I like your feedback, so please make those comments. Right, but make them positive, please. Right, okay then, moving on quickly. This is where I'm going to go really fast. It's my Doctor Who DVD collection. I did one on Tom Baker. I did really fast, but it wasn't fast enough. So I'm going to go as fast as I can. Here we go. Peter Davison. The first adventure, Castrovalva. It wasn't his original meant to go out this way. It went apparently JNT decided to go with this one first because, as you noticed, that his clobber is different from. It doesn't synchronise with the other episodes, like Fort of Doomsday as well. That wasn't meant to be going out second. I think it's different orders, but it was just to fit the BBC schedules at the time. Anyway, Castrovalva, there you go. That was the first one that introduced us to Peter Davison. With Tom Baker attire worn, and it's as a story, it's all right. The Master's in this one, obviously. It's not one of the best stories, but I suppose in a way it introduces the audience to Peter Davison's Doctor Who. There you go. I'm going to just move on with this. I'm not going to waffle on. Right, here we go. Fort of Doomsday. Not very good. I'll be honest with you. I think it was all studio stuff, this. There was no locations or anything on that one. You know, some of the GCI, well, it was very primitive, wasn't it? I thought Stratford Johns gave a good performance as the alien that wanted to take over the world by infecting humanity with some sort of disease. Because he plunders, he's what you call a parasite. He really is a frog, actually, but I won't go into that. Chris Chibnall did something like that, remember? I don't know, something to do, I can't remember the title, you probably remember it. It takes your breath away, that's it. And there was a frog in that one, and this one's a frog as well, but he turns into a frog. He metamorphoses back to what his natural form is. There you go. You don't need me to tell you about that. Adric, as usual, does a wooden performance. Anyway, moving on. This one's quite a good story. Kinder, you'll like this one. This is when Janet Fielding gets taken over by some sort of force that materialises into a snake, and apparently it takes possession of her, and through her it gains power and goes through other people until the Doctor ousts it by killing it, by making it look at itself. Evil cannot face itself, as they say. So there you go. It didn't destroy it. Came back in Snake Dance, as you know. Right, okay then. Visitation. Very good story. Michael Robbins is brilliant as the actor turned highway robber. Teleptools or something. I can't pronounce it. To hell with it. The lizard creatures, they've landed on Earth. They're not so convincing, you know, because you can tell it's rubber, can't you? But I suppose if you can get over that, it's a good story. They've got a good robot in this one. Nyssa destroys it with some sort of sound frequency. Anyway, never mind all that. This is more of your, I don't know, historical. No, it's not historical, but it goes back in the time of the 20s. I suppose it gets them to show off their dancing, doesn't it? There you go. It's all about who done it or what's going on. But the Doctor is accused of murder, obviously. It also gives him a chance to show you his cricket skills as well. Anyway, Earthshot, one of Eric Seward's, one of his better stories about Cybermen. This is a great story. We say goodbye to Adric. Oh, what a shame. And it really is. I think it's never been done before on Doctor Who, and it's never going to be done again. I can see why. Where they had no music and it just went just with the credits, didn't it? Peter Davison went on one of these documentaries and said they couldn't help but for laugh, you know. I'm serious. This Sarah Sutton and Teague were laughing at that sort of moment where they had to be really still and sort of showing concern and all that, and then they burst out laughing just as the cameras stopped rolling. I think they had to do a few takes on that one, but nevertheless, it's never been done before. But the Cyberman story itself is bloody good. Right, moving on. Time Flight, not so good. This is where the Master is revealed again. He plays some sort of magician or puppet master that's stealing planes, taking them back in time. But I'll be honest with you, I never really got into that one at all. Here we go, the Arc of Infinity. This is not a bad story. This is about a Time Lord, a renegade Time Lord who's managed to make a connection with Omega, who apparently is in the anti-universe, and he's trying to materialise him back into the world he once belonged before he destroyed himself in an interstellar explosion trying to create time travel or something. Anyway, he was in 1973's The Three Doctors. He was very good played by that, and he's not too bad in this. He materialises into Peter Davison when he gets out of his costume. Sadly starts to deteriorate because antimatter cannot exist with matter. You know, it just causes an explosion. Right, so there it is. Good story. It holds up. Right, moving on. State Dance. This is the sequel to, obviously, Kinder. This is where Tegan is taken over completely. Martin Clunes gives a fantastic performance. Remember that one line he used? As the Doctor and Nyssa and the other guy were running through the corridors as usual. The guards stop him, and then Martin Clunes comes out like some sort of camp... I don't know, John Inman, and he says, looks David, I think Peter Davison says, we don't have a choice. And Martin, it's funny, really. You cannot take it seriously. Choice, you speak, what does he say? Choices, you think you have a choice. You talk as if you had. I can't remember, but he says, kill them. It just doesn't feel convincing, does it? Anyway, sorry about that. The dialogue, I got a bit dyslexic on that one, I'm afraid. Sorry about spoiling your 2 seconds of listening to that. That's it, choices. You talk as if you have a choice. It just isn't convincing. Anyway, this is where we get introduced by Turlough in the Mawdryn Undead. This is a sort of arc to the build-up of the White and Black Guardian. The Guardian obviously has taken possession of Turlough, and he wants to kill the Doctor. But the point is, Mark Strickson, who plays him, said it became a bit convoluted in the end because, you know, he's had his chance to kill the Doctor. What is his purpose, you know, than other to kill the Doctor after this arc is finished? But he holds up well as a character, and they develop him a little bit more. So at least they gave him a good send off in the end. Right, Terminus. This is where we say goodbye to Nyssa. This is to do with diseases and lepers and all that business on the ship. I'm not really too keen on this one. It was a little bit sort of exposition for me, but never mind. And the rubber monster wasn't convincing even. Was it called the Gorm or something? The Gorm, more like Gorm, Gorm, the Gom. The Gom or something like that. I don't know what it was. It looked like a pantomime villain, a pantomime creature, like a sort of pantomime horse like you get on Rent-A-Ghost or something. Anyway, moving on. Enlightenment, the final conclusion of the arc, the big one, White Guardian and Black Guardian. It's to do with enlightenment. This power was basically knowledge is what it was all about. It wasn't about this prize of light or whatever. It was about knowledge, and Turlough threw it back at the Black Guardian and saw him burn up, disintegrate. They never returned to that sort of situation with the Black Guardian. He was meant to come back for a third time, but I think they abandoned the idea. I don't know, but the guy that played him, Valentine Dale, was pretty... I think he was ill at the time, so I think they abandoned the idea, and he sadly passed away. So that was not too bad. It has Linda Barron as well. She played a real cool pirate villain in that, didn't she? Right, here we go. This is not so good. This is to do with historical drama of Doctor Who. This is not one of the best historicals. This is where the Master is revealed again, as if you didn't know. You know, some French played a Frenchman in an English courtyard. I mean, as the King's champion, a Frenchman. No, it just doesn't hang up. I think they tried to shoehorn the Master in this one, but never mind. I suppose this... Oh yeah, this is another reason why I don't like this. They brought Chameleon into this. This is Chameleon's introduction to Doctor Who. Oh, the robot was useless, wasn't it? Not going to go into that. The Five Doctors, this was the big one, the 20th anniversary to celebrate Doctor Who with the Five Doctors. Sadly, Tom Baker didn't want to know because he sort of just done Doctor Who a couple of years, and he wanted to sort of get out of that. He wanted to move on to other things. But yes, this is a brilliant story. I think it's not bad for the fans. They love this. It's not, it holds up very well as a 20th anniversary. I went to Longley when this was going on. I'll tell you, I never got in because the queues were so long. But it was a great day out. Peter Davison came along the queues. He didn't come to me, obviously, but he was going down the queues to thank people for turning up. It was very kind of him. Brilliant. I enjoyed that moment. There you go. Warriors of the Deep, rubbish story. I suppose in a way it has a good cast, but it doesn't hold up, does it? The Melker comes to mind. Also, the Sea Devils' heads seemed to lob to one side, didn't they? So they didn't move very well. And there was another mass killing in this one, so not a lot of people survived in this one. But yeah, it's got Ingrid Pitt in it as well. That's why I enjoyed it. There you go. The Awakening. Not too good a story. It's meant to be some sort of devil thing or whatever it is in the wall. Takes possession. It's to do with an enactment war of the roses or something like that, and it uses that to make himself stronger. It was just basically an entity, wasn't it, really, trying to feed off emotions, whatever, and went through one person. But never lie, I think it was Dennis Lill who was the one that was possessed in this. He was brilliant in the image of the Fendal, though, I must admit. Frontiers, not so good a story. It was more darker, more studio-ish, if you could say it. But it had quite a good cast in it, but not my story. I thought the bloody monsters were rubbish. They didn't look convincing, did they? Right, here we go. Another good Dalek story. This introduces us to Lytton, who sadly meets his demise in the Colin Baker era, with that famous hand scene, you know, with a Cyberman holding his hand and crushing it, and all that blood coming out. It was a bit gory, horrible, wasn't it? But it was good. It was all good fun. Yeah, this is the one where Davros tries to find a way to control the Daleks. He's found out that he's no longer Flavour of the Month, and he wants to dispose of the Emperor, and he wants to dispute it, and he tries to turn Daleks against them by putting. He's got this gun in here, and it sort of tranquilises them into his sort of influence. Leslie Graham's in this. Remember him from EastEnders, Dirty Den? I don't know if he's on this. Let me just see. No, he's not in the picture of it. But a good story anyway. Planet of Fire. This was meant to be the end of the Master, but obviously JNT had other plans, doing what Stephen Moffat did. Never kill the character off. Barry Letts wanted to kill the Master off, but sadly Roger Delgado, who was, in my opinion, the best Master, was sadly killed, and so they had to do another story. That's why Planet of the Daleks was really meant to be about the Doctor and the Master joining forces, where the Master would save the Doctor's life and give his own life up in the process. But that never happened. Anyway, Planet of Fire, I don't know. It's got Peter Wingard in this. Remember him, Jason King? It's all right, I suppose, but Chameleon doesn't play much of a part in this, except his demise. You know, he changes into the Master. It's just convoluted. This also introduces to Peregrine Brown, played by Nicola Bryant, obviously. And I think it started to get interesting for the male audience. There you go. The best ever story ever to end Peter Davison's era. I really think that this was... I think Peter Davison nailed the part. I don't have to go into the story. It had everything. It had double dealing, drug running, gone running, whatever. It was drugs as well, as you can tell. This stuff that makes people youthful. That's why I forgot what they called it, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into it. But there it is. A great story, one of the best stories, and you'll agree with me on that one. Right, moving on quickly. Like I said, I've still got 3 minutes to go before I've beaten my time. Right, moving on to the Doctor Who quiz question. What connects David Tennant to Peter Davison? Well, it's obvious. His daughter, Peter Davison's daughter. David Tennant is married to Georgia Moffat. So technically Peter Davison is David Tennant's father-in-law. That's the end of the question, all right? But I've got another one on the same theme. What was the name of Peter Davidson's real name before he changed it to Peter Davidson? Obviously, it's a stage name. Right, okay, it's the clues in the clue is there. Just look for it. Right, okay then. Coming up, comments. Right, I'll get on with this really quick because I'm nearly there. I can do it. I'm sure I can. Right, let's go there quickly. Your comments. I'm just going to come to it now. We'll go to Lost in Space quickly. I'll just read. Oops, turn that down. Could get done for that. Putting sound over sound. Right, okay, comments, here we go. I'll just read a couple of them. Where's my magnifying glass? Oh, can't read it, so I'll just read it like this. It seems, this is to do with Lost in Space. It seems the only way to get the lazy Smith to do anything is to be forceful, like John Robinson. Otherwise, you won't see Smith for dust. Right, okay, lovely. Next one, love that cosy family and friends camper feel of the Jupiter 21, who wouldn't love to travel or all safe and protected with the loved ones through the galaxy in the Jupiter 2 or whatever. That comment, I think, let me just have a look. That comment came from, I can't read it. It's too small. If I had me, let me just see if I can find me magnifying glass quickly, because that's the only way I can read it. No, I'm disorganised. I'm sorry about that, mate. I promise to give you a shout out tomorrow, all right? Because I've got to move on quickly. Right, I'm just about running out of time. That's the end of the comments for now, because I'm going to finish this quickly. Don't forget, coming up, I've got Lost in Space, the cliffhanger. It wasn't so popular yesterday, but never mind. I might have a good one this time. And then I've got the Sarah Jane page and group. I've posted the promotion up on my YouTube channel. It's not going out till Monday. Don't forget, I've got a Doctor Who quiz coming out this Saturday. More details to follow with a promotion video, promotion poster up. Right, that's it. I've just managed to do it by a few seconds. So I'm signing off. Look out for Lost in Space coming up after this video finishes. Bye for now from Lee Anthony Davis. Thank you for watching.